Hi, it's Joy Foster, founder of TechPixies, host of the Sparkle and Thrive podcast. And you're getting a fly solo from me this week, mostly because we are about to kick off our live series on social media trends. And I do this every single year. It's something that I love doing. It gives a chance for me to showcase our amazing coaches at TechPixies. We have a social media management certification program. And in that program, we have several coaches that help train up the students to make sure that they know exactly what they need to be doing on each network. So that series is going to kick off with this podcast. And this podcast is really answering the question, what should I be doing with my social media in 2024? I've been running this series every year, and each year we talk about different things. But really, what should I be doing with my social media strategy in 2024? Well, a couple of weeks ago, I kicked off a conversation with one of our students on the podcast about going through with paid social media versus organic social media. And I think increasingly over the years, what we have seen is that the power of organic social media has diminished while the power of paid advertising has increased. Now, here's the thing though, in 2021, really the power of paid advertising was massively disrupted. So anyone who had a paid advertising system that was running, particularly with Facebook, had a major disruption to that way of building their business. And many businesses that ran online, primarily focused on paid advertising, failed in 2021. And many of them went out of business in 2021. And some of them stayed in business. We are lucky, I think, to be one of the businesses that survived that period of time. And I don't think I would have survived that period of time had I not had really good coaching from an organization that I've now become certified as a coach with. So, I think that it's important to talk about this and it's important to talk about when things fail and what to do. So really, this is a continuation of that conversation that I had with my student, Fern Fuller, around paid advertising versus organic advertising. But really, it's about what we should be doing when it comes to a strategy for social media in 2024. So you're going to be in one of two camps. You're going to be in the organic social media camp, or you're going to be in the paid social media camp. Now, if you're in the organic social media camp, what that means is you're not going to invest in paid advertising. You're just going to create organic content. Now, if that's you, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm a big fan of finding your voice on social media, all that good stuff. So definitely, if you're in that camp, it's important to have a plan for if you're going to do organic social media only. If you're going to do organic social media only, it's very important that you know what you're going to do, how long you're going to do it for. That's going to be really important for you. Now, if you're in the paid advertising camp, you can't forget about social media. That's organic. You have to have an organic social media strategy as well as a paid strategy. So they stack on each other. You start with organic and then you add paid. But in both cases, you're going to have a strategy, and they are slightly different strategies. So that's really important to know. You're not going to go paid only. That's another mistake I saw a lot of people make, is that they just went paid only and they were like, oh, I don't have to do organic social media anymore. I'm just going to do paid. And they had a lot of challenges with that because actually the organic side of things, ticking the organic side of things along, helps when it comes to paid advertising. So what's your strategy with social media 2024? Okay, if you're going to go organic only, you have two options. All right. Option number one is you just steadily create content 1 week at a time. This is what I teach in my social media superhero bootcamp, techpixies.com/bootcamp. You just create content 1 week at a time, and you just slow and steady wins the race. You're putting yourself out there. Now, TechPixies had no paid advertising at all for years and years and years. What we found was when we did lots of posts, especially in the beginning, like let's say if we posted every day in the beginning of building our account, it took a lot of time and effort, and it didn't actually make a massive difference to when we went to a cadence of once a week, right? The reason why is because what happens with most people is they post every single day and then they burn out and they stop posting. So I would much rather you find a cadence that you like and just get in the habit of posting every week on social media. You're not going to grow fast, but you're going to find your voice and you're going to find your confidence and you're going to be much more comfortable online. So if that's the way you're going to go, organic only, and you're still trying to find your way through, once a week is really good because it forces you to do something once a week. And if you're going to do an organic strategy, you need to have a mailing list. So you need to get people off social media. You need to get them on your mailing list. This is what we teach in our social media management certification program. Is what we teach in our Business Beyond Social program. You need to encourage people to get off of social media and onto a mailing list. And once they're on a mailing list, then you can nurture that mailing list. And I talk about this in the boot camp. The percentage of people that see your organic social media content is like less than 10%. The people who open your emails, it's 40 to 60%. In our Business Beyond Social program, we have people who have email open rates in the 60% range. At TechPixies, we have 33% open rate for our non-students and a 55% open rate for our students. So if you don't have an email strategy, that's a mistake, regardless of whether you go with organic social media or paid social media. There has to be an email strategy that's involved with your social media strategy in 2024. You cannot not have an email strategy in 2024. Like you cannot not. You must have an email strategy. So if you're listening to this, I have said this for many, many years. And if you're in our community and you still have not taken the step to do this bit where you get people off social media and onto email, you're missing out. You're leaving money on the table. You're missing out on potential clients you could be working with. You're hurting your own business by not having email strategy. Okay. People always have all these fears about sending out email. Like, well, people are going to, I'm going to overwhelm people. I'm going to send people too many emails. I'm only asking you to send one email a week. That's all I'm asking you to do is send one email a week. And in a promotional period, you might send more, but just getting into the rhythm and the habit of one email a week, one social media post a week. And guess what, guys? This is the sunflower effect. You can combine that piece of work. So you create one social media post, you put it out on social media, you then email that out to your mailing list. So you increase the number of people that see it. You want to have a call to action in that social media post. Maybe you're asking a question, you want a response, you want people to connect with you, to say something, to download something, to watch something, etc. But it's this cycle of I create content, I post it on social media, I then send an email that highlights the content that I posted on social media that asks people to get engaged. And it's this cycle, the infinity loop. Okay. And what's really cool about how this ties into the sunflower effect, those of you who have gone through some coaching with me before, we talk about the sunflower effect. So the seeds are the messages that you plant out, and you plant your seed, you get your message out into the world, you peddle it out through social media, your website, and your email, and then it always stems back to the business, right? That's the stem of the sunflower. So the sunflower effect is this infinity loop. Now, why is that cool? Well, bees, when they're trying to tell other bees where to go find the honey, they do these loops, and the loops are what tells other bees where to go. So if you're in my world, I would love to be a great gardener. I'm not yet a brilliant gardener, but I'd love to be one. But I bring gardening into the social media world. So I teach in our strategy module, I teach things like the sunflower effect, the 6 Bs, the things that you need to do to create market magnetism, where people are coming to you and connecting with you and want to speak with you, and etc. So I teach all that on the boot camp. So again, if you've not done our boot camp, we've got a whole brand new self-paced version of it. You can go grab that anytime, techpixies.com bootcamp/bootcamp. And there's an opportunity to learn from us anytime. You don't have to come live to our boot camp. We now have a self-paced version of the boot camp. So the key here to understand, though, is you're creating one weekly piece of content. You're putting that piece of content out on social media. You're sending that content out via email. And that's the cycle you're creating. Now, the sales don't happen that way necessarily unless you've got a product-based business and you're featuring a product every week. And then you're saying, hey, this product's on special offer this week. That's a way of generating sales through email. But for those of us who are in the service business or the agency business, it's a little bit different of a tactic when it comes to sales. But just think about that weekly content as building up the know, like, and trust factor. All right. What does that person need to know about you in order to say yes to working with you? They have to feel like you actually know what you're talking about. Okay. So if you're a coach, then, if you're a relationship coach, then your content is about relationships. If you're a health coach, your content is about health and fitness. If you are a brain coach, your content is about the brain. If you're a social media coach, your content's about social media. If you're a menopause coach, your content's about menopause. There's a theme here, right? So, what we want to do is start talking about the stuff that we know about, the stuff that we're good at, the stuff, giving tips and tricks that, where someone listens and they go, ooh, yeah, there's one little thing I just took away from that I want to remember. And actually, maybe if I like that, I might like more. Okay. So that's your strategy. If you're going organic and you want to like a low effort strategy. That's a great strategy, by the way, for people who are already fully booked, for people who, know they need a social media presence, but they get all their clients through referral. It's a great strategy for people who are, maybe have an established reputation, but they want to start building up their reputation in another area. So that's a really good strategy, if that's where you're at, or even if you're at the beginning of your game and you're not even sure like what you want to talk about or what you want to go into, or you're not sure. I had a call the other day with someone. It's like, well, I don't know completely what I want to do. So I'm going to use my cat and I'm going to create a network posting strategy all around my cat, which is fine because she's going to learn how to use social media while posting about her cat. And then once she feels confident to post about what she wants to post about, she'll be able to do that, just transition to herself. We had one of our coaches did that. She started with her dog. And then once she learned how to do social media for her dog, she was like, okay, I feel more comfortable now. I'll take off my invisibility cloak. I'll do it for myself. So, that's a great, great, great strategy. If you're just starting out, you just want to know. Now, it's not going to grow you massively. You're not going to grow fast. It's going to be something that ticks along and it keeps you going, but you're not going to grow massively. You're not going to grow fast. You're not going to grow big. If that's your goal, then you want to be looking at paid advertising because that's the route there. Now there's an investment there. Okay. Now there's an in-between road, which is organic only, but it has the power of paid. All right. So we just talked about organic only, once a week, a system that you can do on a regular basis that builds up your confidence, takes off your invisibility cloak, connects you to potential clients. There's an in-between, which is this viral organic. Now, I do not teach viral organic. I am not the expert in viral organic. That is not my bag. However, I am learning from people who are in that space and trying to understand the mentality and the psychology of, why would I want to do viral organic? So let me just talk about viral organic for a second. It's definitely the in-between. It's a hell of a lot of work, guys. Like we're talking, a lot of video content every single day across all of the networks. It's a road that you would want to go down if you want to, if you're a singer and you want to be well known, you want to grow your fan base really fast and get yourself out there in the world. If you're an author and you want to get your books sold and you want to have a mass number of people buying your books, this is for the person that, they want to get their books sold. They want to get famous overnight. And here's the deal. Like if you do this strategy, it requires a lot of video, a lot of work, and but the payoff is huge. So the reason I share this option is I don't want to ignore this option. I just want you to be warned as to how much work it is and what you've got to actually do. So I interviewed Dr. Vanita Ratan on my podcast last year, and we'll reference that in the show notes. She grew to, I think she's probably over 1 million followers now on TikTok and on YouTube. I would imagine she also is there. She did this viral organic, okay? Did not use paid advertising, did viral organic. Another person who did viral organic, a friend of mine, Nicole Burke, she runs Gardenary, which is, so she teaches people how to be professional garden consultants. So they get paid. So people who love working in gardens, they get paid to help people build kitchen gardens. Like that's what they do. And she had several books that she published in the last couple of years. They all sold out. And she even then went on to create a viral organic social media course. There's another company called One Peak Creative. They specialize in viral organic. So these companies, especially in viral organic, they understand that it's an algorithm game, and they spend every day trying to game that algorithm. Now, the benefits of that is that when your content takes off, and you blow up, you get invited onto talk shows, you get invited onto the radio, you get publishing deals, you get contract deals. This is where, like, if you've got a book you've wanted to publish forever and no one's looking at it, and then suddenly you blow up on social media and everyone wants your book, that's where you get the publishing deal, right? So why don't I teach it? Well, I don't teach it for two reasons. One, it's a hell of a lot of work. I already said that. We have one student who has one video that's picked up 4 million views. That's generated 4,000 followers for her on TikTok. And then, of course, one of the challenges when you have this virality is, like, A, keeping up with it, but then B, what do you do once you are viral? Like, are you going to publish a book? Are you going to launch a course? What are you going to do? So again, I'm not antiviral organic. I'm a fan of viral organic. In fact, it's funny because I actually like to watch a lot of the reels on Facebook, which are viral organic content, because they're entertaining and they're funny, and they give you a new perspective. They make you think. So there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like then you're going to have to feed the beast forever. I'm not prepared to feed the beast forever. I like my life. I like the once a day. I don't have a team of people that's like creating my content. I create my own content. This podcast that I'm doing right now, I'm creating this content. Obviously, we have a team behind it that edits it and puts it up onto social, et cetera, et cetera. But I like my life. I like my peaceful life. And I like creating one piece of content a week, getting that content out to the world, and going back to my life. The fun things I get to do in my life are, create Kit Kat commercials with my son on a Sunday afternoon, take my dog for a walk, all this stuff. So now what I would say is, if you're going to go down the organic viral route, you will eventually find efficiencies and ways to create content, and you'll get faster and quicker at it. So if you are going to take that investment to go down the viral organic route, then a couple top tips are, look for trends, create a whole month of content in advance so that while that's releasing, you're then creating the next month's content, and really lean into entertaining, because a lot of the viral content is entertainment. And once people are following you, then you can try other pieces of content. So that would be my top tip for you. And again, I've mentioned a couple people who specialize in viral organic. We'll link to their information in the show notes if that's something that you're interested in. Now, the other method and strategy for 2024 is going to be this combination of organic and paid. And once you're comfortable posting on a regular basis, you start to learn very quickly that I'm just not going to grow posting once a week organically. I've either got to go down this organic viral route, or I've got to come up with a paid strategy. So we have developed in our Business Beyond Social program this really cool system. I say we. Katie Robson, who's our ads coach, she's developed a very cool system that takes the content you're creating and gets it out in front of more people, and then builds off the back of that. So I'm not going to go into all the details of that because I don't know all the details. Katie's the one that's developed it. But I will tell you that we've been using Katie's method for a couple of years, and that's how we rebuilt our business. So in 2021, when all of the Facebook ads completely failed and our company tanked pretty much overnight, I lost all the cash in the business in October 2021. By December 2021, our investors were like, let's throw in the towel. This isn't going to work. Let's just cut our losses and walk away. I was determined that that was not going to happen. Number one, I didn't want to let our students down. But number two, I didn't want to let the investors down. I wanted to make sure that we delivered on what we said we were going to deliver on, even if we didn't deliver on it in the time frame we initially thought we were going to deliver on. So for those of you who don't know, TechPixies is a social enterprise, but we have a social impact clause, which means that we can only release 49% of the profits to the investors who've helped build the business. 51% of the profits have to be reinvested in the mission of the business, which is to close the tech gap for women. And to date, we have not yet made a distribution to investors. And they have over the years supported us financially in several ways to keep this business going when things were not looking great. And yet now here we are in for the first time in well, we've been in business 8 years, and our last year was after 7 years of losses, we had our first year of profit. And at the moment, 100% of that profit has been reinvested in the business. So what I would just say to you is that we rebuilt our business after it failed in, like, talk about, like, failing, like really failing. Don't know, like crash and burn fail. We rebuilt our business using a completely new ads method, which Katie has developed. And that's what we now teach in our Business Beyond Social programs. So for our students who finish the social media management certification program, and then they want to go into the business program, we teach that in our business program, where we go beyond social media and into how do you actually make an offer? What does that look like? What does a sales sequence look like, etc. So we've now also expanded our programs at TechPixies, not just to teach you about social media, but then to teach you about the business side, which is your finances, your operations. It's basically like online business management. So if you want to know how to run an online business, that's what our Business Beyond Social teaches you how to do. But you can't do that until you've done our social media management certification, because we need to know you fundamentally know how to post on social media, right? You know how to create, and so many people think that they know everything they need to know about social media, and you just don't. It's not possible. It changes so fast, and there's so much information but actually having a really solid overview of how it all works on a fundamental level, then picking one or two networks that you really want to work with, and then building up your reputation there, and then going into the business side is really important. Transformation is not Amazon Prime. Like, we can't teach you all of this stuff in 1 week and then you're done. It's like, I've been working on this for years, eight years. I mean, TechPixies is in its 9th year, I think. So this is so important to understand that if you're going to take business seriously. In fact, I saw a great quote today. I'm a big fan of Jennifer Allwood. She wrote a book that was called Fear is Not the Boss of You. And she just put up a post this morning. I was looking at her post. Well, I don't know if it was this morning, but because some of the stuff pops up a few days later. But she put up a really fun post on her feed, because I follow her feed and I like to look at what she's doing. So she put this post up on her feed, and this is what she said. This is from February 1st is when she published this. She said, "Fact. If you treat your business like a business, it'll pay you like a business. Keep treating it like a hobby and it'll pay you like a hobby." I just thought that was so good. So, I have a lot of respect for her, because she's a Christian in online business, and we're different because she's focused on helping businesses that do sort of more hands-on physical creative work. So think about like like upholstery or painting or crafting, or sort of like more of the creative arts, whereas I'm definitely more along the lines of coaching. We have a lot more people in our community that are coaches or aspiring coaches or social media managers or etc. She's definitely more in that sort of realm of, I have a creative gift to give to the world. So anyway, so I just thought that was great. If you treat your business like a business, it'll pay you like a business. If you keep treating it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby, right? So, if you want your business to start you leveraging social media professionally in 2024, this is the beginning of 2024. So you look at what I would love to accomplish in 2024. Get real with yourself. Am I posting consistently once a week? Do I have a mailing list set up? Yes or no? If I don't have a mailing list set up, I need to set up a mailing list. I need to start getting people off social media and onto my mailing list. And then if I want to grow my business, am I speaking to the people on my mailing list? Am I following up with them? Am I talking to them? Am I connecting with them? Am I getting to know them? Right? This is the way we want to be going. And you're either going to be making one-on-one offers to people to work with you, or you're going to be making one-to-many offers to people to work with you. This is all the stuff that we teach in Business Beyond Social. So that's what I wanted to just really kind of get your head wrapped around. we're now going to go into a series of, I'm going to interview our Instagram coach, our LinkedIn coach, our Facebook coach, and then our YouTube and TikTok coach. Same person. Abby is Abby Moore does both of those. And over the next few weeks, we're going to release what's trending on TikTok and YouTube, what's trending on Instagram, what's trending on LinkedIn, what's trending on Facebook, so that at least you can start the year understanding what is trending in those things. And if you want to actually learn how to use those networks and you want our support in doing it, well, you should be in our social media management certification program. So you can find out more at techpixies.com/yes. You can email us at support@techpixies.com and we'll answer any questions you have about it. But don't get into 2024 without a solid strategy to get people off of social media and onto email, because you're just going to hold your business back. The sales are in the mails. I say that in the boot camp every single time. I've said it for years. And if you've not yet made that move and you're in our program, go check out our lead magnet in a day bonus. Go check out the bonuses that are going to help you get set up in that direction. All right. Claire Louise is watching today. She says, viral organic is like a full-time job in and of itself. I wouldn't have the headspace to do it. Yeah, totally, 100%. She also says the content in BBS, which is our Business Beyond Social program, is phenomenal. I've learned so much and I've grown my business in the process. Highly recommend the course to anyone who wants help and support to kickstart their business. I love that. All right. So, and Claire Louise says, so glad I have notifications switched on. I do not want to miss these podcasts. Yes. So if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you'll get an email every time we do a live podcast. The podcast time has changed. We're now doing our live podcast on Mondays, generally at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, 10:15, 11:15, around that time. And Kelly Austin, our community manager, has asked me to pre-schedule my content so that we can inform you of what's happening when. So that's my next goal. My next goal is to make sure that you know when our next 4 live podcasts are, where we're going to be interviewing all of our coaches. So I've just emailed all of our coaches to confirm their podcast date, and then we will add that to our social media calendar. So if you want to be live when we talk about a specific network, you are more than welcome to join us for that. So whether you're listening live or whether you're listening on replay, I just want to say thank you for taking time to trust me today with your social media strategy. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to email us. And please, if you haven't yet subscribed to us on YouTube, go to youtube.com/TechPixies. We are at 491 subscribers as of the time of this recording. We are trying to get to 500. You helped us get to 100,000 downloads of our podcast. Now help us get to 500 subscribers on YouTube. That will open up some monetization rights that we don't currently have, and we would love to do that. So if you love this content and you want to be notified of when we're going live, make sure that you've subscribed to us on YouTube. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you around.